Jorge Rivera with FirstCoast.tv. We find ourselves here with
Chris Bodor from the Ancient City Poets.
Okay, now Ancient City Poets. What is this all about? Today's Sunday, it's 3 p.m., and you guys are here at the Corazon Cinema, which is awesome because it's an art house. So what's going to transpire today?
Today we're having a community open mic. We're turning on a microphone and inviting the community to share their spoken word and their poetry. And we are here at the Corazon Cinema, and this is probably about the fourth or fifth location we've been at since August of 2009. That's when we started it up, and we started off at a coffee shop, and then we moved to a bookstore, and then to a cafe, and now here we are at a place that seems to be perfectly tailored for what we're all about.
That's great.
Don't have to worry about smoothies being made in the background, or the espresso machines, the steam.
It gives you a little more sort of privacy. It's public, but it's not in the middle of a racetrack kind of thing.
True.
Yeah.
So today's theme is going to be beginnings, since this is the beginning of hopefully a pretty long relationship, partnership between us and Corazon Cinema and Cafe.
But it's all about bringing poetry out in the open, because poets write in solitude in their little catacomb and their cocoons, and this is a chance for us to get out on the last Sunday of every month. We get out and we share our poetry with the community.
The mic comes up at 3 p.m.
That's right.
Today's Sunday.
I reminisce of summers past. They convey the coalescence of my innocence and rebellion. As the ebb and flow of the tides imparts the love between the ocean and the moon.
About how many poets are coming up there today?
We never know exactly, but since we've been doing this for almost 7 years now, it's safe to say there's going to be 15 to 20 people coming up to share their work, and maybe even just as many people in the audience, because that's the important thing to remember. We can't just be reading poems to ourselves, the fellow poets. We need to share our work with people who just like to listen and enjoy poetry. So there's that audience that's building for it as well.
So my question is, what kind of poetry? It's everything, metaphysical.
It's everything.
There's everything.
There's the rhyming poetry. There's the straight narrative poetry. There's a lot of haiku support, which is an interesting thing to just see such a short poem being exposed to an audience. And they usually, when a haiku is read, they'll say, "Can you read that again?" Because it's ends just as it's beginning.
Exactly.
So we've got all ranges of poetry.
All right. Well, thanks.
Odd fellows assemble to break bread and retread a chain letter that continues until it combusts. Writers do not live on library shelves. They unwind in bar rooms, convene in coffee shops on Main Street, hold court in cloisters of exposed brick, evoke the therapeutic power of the pen.
Halfway through shaving it came, the word for a poem. I should have scribbled it on the mirror with a soapy finger, or shouted it to my wife in the kitchen, or muttered it to myself till it ran in my head like a tune. But now it's gone with the whiskers down the drain, gone forever, like the girls I never kissed and the places I never visited.
I had forgotten you. You took all my things, you left in the night. After you told me to come, you took my sisters and you left me behind. Looking for a place to sleep, I have nightmares of my sisters. They were lost by you. I lived on. I went on to walk, to school.
It's opening night again. The cast of dissipated faces. The stage is propped with genuine bitterness and hatred. As the curtain rises, the voices slur and boom. Only distaste and ugliness dare surround this room. His cue is self-hatred. Hers is self-destruct. Their bodies slumped in torment of their guilt and own disgust.
Anyway, I cannot deny myself the richness of standing here. I just can't. This is the richest, about the richest experience I know in my life of recent times. And participating in it is something that I will not deny myself. Kind of a self-serving thing.
I snubbed fetish Rudy G, who designed the sack. Women promptly left it on the rack. Oh, the weird styles fashion invents. Please, don't bury me in a tent. Miffed by the mod and called Metamorphosis. We met at a turning point of life, filled with uncertainty of the changes before us. We shared, cared, and loved each other through. And now, beautiful butterflies fly free.
I had an old job, now I have a new job. I had an old house, now I have a new house. I had old friends, now I have new friends. I had old understandings and goals and beliefs and understandings and more goals and more beliefs and music and neckties and systems and credos and ideas and values. Now, I have new music and shiny solid color neckties and surround sound and credos and ideas and values. I had the old things now.
And it's in memory of John Lennon. And the poets cried for John, metaphoric tears, oceans of visions. So this next one is called Carpe Diem. It's for Robin Williams. You made us all laugh, even while you cried inside. One more dead poet.
Flint corn, how quickly they forget. Happy hour, the barmaid laughs at all my jokes. Happy hour, the barmaid laughs at all my jokes. Winter migration, resisting the urge to fly home.
Well, thank you very much for this time. We'll hang around and see some of the poets, and
and
this
come
is
and see
awesome.
the last Sunday of every month.
Okay, all right, thank you, Chris.
The most interesting thing is there are people in this audience who are at our first reading for the Ancient City Poets from August of 2009, when we first turned on a microphone here in St. Augustine. And look at how far we've come. My name is Chris Bodor, and I'm an Ancient City poet.